It is day 2 at the Homesteaders of America conference, Saturday morning. We got here at what, 7 a.m.?
Oh yeah, about 7.
Got here at 7 a.m. We left our cabin at 6:30 this morning. So it's what we had to do to get here. We had to do it to get here to beat the lines, and it looks like it paid off.
Which is wild. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get up early for anything other than flights and hunting. I gotta get up early and fly, not a problem. I'm going hunting, not an issue. Get up, go do my thing. This morning was a little rough.
Yeah, but we missed our first 2 classes yesterday because we were so late getting in here, so we wanted to make sure we were here on time to make it to our first class, and things are running much smoother today. The team has done a really great job, staff has done a great job getting things in better working order for bigger crowds, so kudos to them.
Yep, looking forward to day 2.
Yeah, so we'll take you guys along on the last day of the conference. We hope you enjoy.
Talking to that lady.
In the flannel.
Yep.
And you guys did a great job. What do you think, Sailor? Did they do a good job? You sure did. All right, well, who's happy to be here today? You know what? There's even more of you showed up here than I even anticipated, and I just want to say it really is an honor to have you and be able to share with you all and talk with you all this morning. So thank you all for being here.
Hi, buddy. What's a roller? What are those things on their face? Like the little waddles. Wait, like chickens?
Well, I mean, sort of. They're just, they don't really do anything. It's just a genetic thing. Some of them get waddles.
You're gonna be famous. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Ooh, yeah.
Wire fencing. If you have permanent fencing, they do stay. If they electric fencing, they use it. Oh, we should play tag. No, this is Erica, the prettiest princess in Ponyville. Who's it? I know, right? We should play tag. Who's it? No!
Maybe not.
Something funny.
Yeah, look at this. It makes it so that they
You're
can't
gonna be a YouTube star.
I love
It's cold up here.
Okay, so we're here at the second class of the day. It's a herb class or something, and Mom went to go get some snacks and water. So I'm here holding down the fort and seat staving.
The diaphoretic is very good. It also works on that fibrosis of lungs and keeps somebody severe with fibrotic. One of the issues you have is, are you familiar with what's called cytokine storm?
What does it smell like?
Earwax.
Earwax? What is that called?
Huh?
What is it called?
Earwax.
No, what is it called? The plant.
Rabbit tobacco.
Good for respiratory viruses.
They're scissors to the aquarium. So you don't crack them because they're so tiny.
can't describe how fuzzy this is. It's like
What's that made out of?
alpaca fur.
Alpaca fur.
Oh.
Fiber. Everything's made out of alpaca here.
Okay. Well, fall year's got a lot of country too, because I hate city life. Sure. Well, like I said, the animals themselves are not expensive to maintain, and they're not hard to maintain.
No, sorry, sounds nothing like, okay, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't used any.
Yes.
And I wish I knew if you could say that.
Beautiful. Are you working on a piece right now?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I record?
Yeah, that's fine. So the end of the needle has very small barbs on it. So I'm taking a little wisp of wool, placing it, and as I'm tapping it, it's tightening the wool. So those barbs are catching on the wool and tangling them and matting them down into felt.
So fascinating. It's amazing you can create these portraits like this. Look, it's Pete.
Yeah, it does look like her.
Things that could take place on any given work weekend.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely be interested. That's all. Especially for the little thing for the boys. But I
Did I do that?
So we're taking a quick break from the conference. We decided to leave a little bit early on the last day. It was Reagan's birthday, the day that we came out here, and we wanted to do some fun things with her to celebrate. Not that the homesteading convention's not fun, but one of the things on her list was to visit some of the caverns here, and so we're getting ready to go into Skyline Caverns. We'll try and get you guys some videos the best that we can. It's really low lighting as it's underground, obviously. But in case you come to the area, you'll know what you have to look forward to. Excited?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. So if you had to start with a blank canvas on a homestead, what would you start with?
Yeah, so I would put in the things that would take the longest. So I would put in, if you're going to do fruit trees, I would get those in, any of your herbs or your things that are going to be your perennials, and get those established because they're going to take the longest. Your berry bushes, that's something that Nathan and I didn't do, and now we're like, okay, we want an orchard. So we need to immediately put those in because they're going to take the longest. And then start prepping your grounds and figuring out if you're wanting, say you're wanting in-ground gardening, go ahead and lay a silage tarp and start killing those off, and just go ahead and start doing some of the prep work that really doesn't take a lot. So like to plant fruit trees.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have the money to be able to buy the fruit trees,
Right.
but then you just dig it and you plant it.
Put it in.
Right, and then same with the herbs or anything like that, any type of bushes that you want. It's pretty hands-off.
Yeah.
Because if you're like building fences and trying to prepare paddocks for animals, that's going to take a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's something I definitely just encourage too, is like give yourself grace, take time. Know it's going to take time.
Yeah.
But like do all the easy stuff first, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta think about that for a minute.
I know, that's where we're at. We have like blank canvas syndrome. Like we're trying to get the land working right. We just bought the tractor, trying to get things, you know, draining correctly, that sort of thing. But as far as like
setting your home
planting
Yeah.
and animals, infrastructure.
Yeah. I honestly probably would start with chickens in just a movable coop, like just in a chicken tractor, because there's so much that if you can be on there and at least go through a couple of seasons to really see, you know, how the land works. Like where does the light fall? Where is the frost line if you have one? Where, when we have a huge storm, does the water actually puddle that you don't know in just little rainstorms? You know, like all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Because once like you put it in the garden or you build something or even plant your perennials, they can be moved, but it sets you them back like a whole producing year every time you transplant them. And so I would rather wait and make sure it gets in the right spot than be in a hurry and then have to move, and then you're still off a whole year anyways on a lot of things, or the labor of removing things, even if it's not new purchase of things. Yeah.
So the weird part for me is that I'm used to controlling.
Right.
It's kind of weird to be on.
He feels like he needs to hold it.
I feel like I don't know how to act
without
it's
holding
the Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands bit.
The odd thing. Yeah. If you had to start from ground zero, where would you begin?
Because we did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When we moved to our farm, and so it all depends on the layout, because for us it was, everything was in the we had a big property, and everything was like in the first like front 2 acres.
Yeah, that's
and we were like, we want to use the whole property, and someday we want a house like on the middle of the property, and so we want everything to be within arm's reach of the future house.
Yeah.
So it was to start, the first thing we did was put the garden behind everything, and so it's like in between the current house and where the future house would be.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing we thought of, and then each time we put something in, we're working on an aviary, and it's kind of like in the back of the property, and the bees are in the back of the property, and so we're trying to move things around to better utilize the space and figure out how to lay it out. And we have a cow barn that would be between the future house and the pond, and we want like a clear shot, so someday that'll be gone and we'll do another barn somewhere else. And so those are the things that we're just looking. I remember I initially we took like the overhead Google Maps view of our property.
Yeah.
And mapped
and
it
just
out
kind of like
well, I had this vision of like, I'm gonna divide it up into all these things.
Yeah.
Like I had it all divided up.
Paddocks.
Yeah, different paddocks and stuff like that. And then she was like, no, I want it all open. And at first I was resistant to that. And then now that when we got there and we move around, I'm like, oh, it'd be so bad if we
chopped it up.
If we had to go through gates and stuff like that.
It needs to be like, you know, movable stuff like electric fence and stuff, not solid fences, so we can move it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's probably the key, is that we've made nearly everything new has been mobile.
Yeah.
And so our chicken coop is mobile, that it's a big coop on a trailer, and we move it to a new space each time.
And each thing that we do is, like we put solar on it.
Yeah.
And rainwater, like our chicken coop and stuff. So we don't want to be all connected.
And then now we're trying to work on, so we have like solar and rainwater catchment on the chicken stuff, but trying to make everything work on its own. So like at the greenhouse, in the garden area, we're putting in solar if we need power for like a fan and lights and different things there. And then we're working on, I think we've got a well company that we're going to have put in a well there that would be for the garden area.
Yeah.
So right now we just haul tons of water back there when we need it.
Yeah.
And then like in the aviary, we'll put solar on there. So trying to come up with ways to make each area work so we don't have to have electricity and water running to everything.
To each thing.
Yeah, so trying to get everything off grid at some point.
Yep. Yeah.
Can't rely on that.
But as far as your question for laying things out, it's just we're moving things further back, and
I think we start with smaller projects and work our way up.
we did. We started with like a little turkey house, and And then when we went to the chicken coop, it was like the next size up. And then we went to an aviary coop, and it was even bigger. And then now we're working on a greenhouse, and it's like as big as the aviary coop. So like each thing is, I'm learning. I couldn't build, I couldn't figure out roofs initially, and so I started with like a small turkey house.
Yeah.
And then so with each thing, it just kind of built.
It's a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Yeah.
We learned how to do one thing and then kept on doing it. So.
Yeah. You and your wife, your family moved to a new farm, right? And there's nothing there.
We were too, okay.
There's nothing there except for a house.
Yeah.
It's the first thing that you do to get set up on your homestead.
Get some meat chickens.
Meat chickens?
And I say that because I say, well, one, grow its close. Where do you start? That's a very common question. Start right outside the door of your heart. So what do you like to grow the most? Okay, or what do you like to eat the most? Look at your grocery bill. What do you eat? We eat a lot of meat. Well, meat chickens, you know, we're moving them in a mobile system, so there's nothing permanent. You don't want to do anything permanent right away, because you just want to do everything mobile at first until you've had that same system for 3 years, and then make permanent if you need to. But chickens, you can have food in 58 days. You get 100 chickens, let's say they all make it, they're each 4 pounds. That's 400 to 500 pounds of meat in your freezer in just 2 months.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's huge.
Nothing else converts like a meat chicken like that, a Cornish cross bird. So.
Yeah, we did that for the first time this year.
Well, you did right.
So,
you did right.
So we just bought about 32 acres that we're building on right now. And so our house will be done in like 2 or 3 months. And we're not sure where we're going to start.
Blank?
Yeah.
You keep calling it
blank canvas syndrome.
And that's a wonderful, and you might have 20 ideas.
Yeah.
Write them all down and pick priorities. You can look at your grocery bill.
Yeah.
And are you spending money on dairy? Are you spending money on veggies, fruits? Are you spending money on meat?
Yeah.
Go at those things first. Because where your money is, there your heart is. And so see where you're spending your money, and that'll tell you exactly where your heart is, and start there.
All right, good answer. I like it. We've been asking everybody kind of same question. It kind of relates to our personal situation, but trying to put you in our situation. So, say you guys were to sell your place and move to a new property, and there's nothing set up, kind of like I guess you guys did a few years ago.
Yeah.
In regards to homesteading, what's the first thing that you do? You got a blank canvas, there's no structures, there's no nothing.
The first thing I would do is, does it have a tree? Does it have a tree on the property?
Yeah,
lots of trees.
Lots of trees.
I would put a tree swing.
There you go.
Swings, I like that.
I would put
They've actually talked about that several times.
That's the first thing you got to do is put a tree swing. You know, and the second thing I would think I would definitely put, you know, you got to think about fencing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what everyone's going to say, like fencing and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't know if I would do that either. Like, I would think maybe chickens, you know, if you have a portable chicken netting, you know, just get some egg layers to start get them going, you know, because I think, you know, it's exciting to start these things, you know, like you want to start doing the fun stuff. So I think if you have a tree swing, you got some egg layers, okay, maybe now we can start doing the fencing. You know, don't get no big animals or anything like that. I wouldn't get nothing like that, but those two things I think is important. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a little more country than that. They go to small town with an old hound laying out from the courthouse. I'm a little more country. Ride so strong, chill back. I'm a little more country than that. Anyway, over time, I've been fortunate. I've been friends with them. Spend some time at their farm and get to know their family, and also Joel's mama, Lucille. How old is your mama now? 97. That's so good, and she's quite a lady. I'm gonna send this one out to Joel's mama. I wrote it a long time ago me and some buddies wrote it because one of my neighbors, this lady, her husband, a local farmer, passed away, and because I'm a songwriter, I wanted to help best I could, and so I thought I would try and put down in words something that could be helpful for her. And so this is for Miss Lucille. Well, everything was normal around the house, you know, till Grandpa kicked the bucket about a year ago. At first she moped around all dressed in black, until she finally realized he wasn't coming back. Now she's headed out to bingo, and Lord, it's just wrong, 'cause Granny's got her Daisy Dukes on. Well, she pawned her wedding band the very first thing. She got a spray-on tan and a belly button ring. Got her bikini line waxed and her gray hair dyed, and a tattoo on her back that said "Born to Ride."
So overall, the Homesteaders of America conference was amazing. We had a great time all 3 days that we attended, the workshops and the conference. We just learned so much, and we met so many amazing people. I keep seeing all over the Facebook page and YouTube channels that people were just so amazed by how many people came and how many people want to be involved in homesteading, and we're feeling the same thing. We're feeling really encouraged and inspired, and we just can't wait to get over to our property and really get things going. We hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we really look forward to going back next year. Hopefully you can join us. If not, we'll take the camera along and give you guys updates again next time. But thanks for joining in. Thanks for liking and subscribing to our channel, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. We hope to see you soon. Bye.